All right, we're moving. Get things going, get things moving here. Hello, and welcome everyone to this morning's broadcast. Let me get this logo here in the right place. Welcome to this morning's broadcast. Dr. Joe Blake. I'm your host here of the On Point podcast. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day here. You notice I got my Ravens things here. We didn't make it, but this is in honor of Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl weekend, and it's a wonderful time. I always like when the Super Bowl time is always fun. I'm a sports fan. You know, some of you guys out there are sports fans too. So hey, a team didn't cut the mustard this year. There's always next year, right? Always next year. Just want to give you some information that's coming up this year. I mean, this weekend today. Let me share my screen here. Later on this, see if I can share here. Later on today, I'm going to have a webinar. Another business associate of mine. We're going to have a webinar about budgeting, and I'm going to post this on. Um, I'm going to post this on the Actionable Financial Literacy Facebook page, or you can send me an email. But it's going to be tonight at 6 p.m. and it's all about being able to hear more information about budgeting. Sometimes we don't realize how important budgeting may be for your business or for you as an individual. Let me stop this for 1 second here. And it's important to create a budget, have a budget that's going to help you get better, help your it is right there. It's called Making Budgeting Fun, and my business partner there, Kanisha, it's going to be on Zoom from 6 to 7 this afternoon. Post that if you want to get some information, email it to me so you can learn about posting there. I've known her for well over 20 years. Great person, great individual. You can learn more about budgeting as well. So that's later on this evening, 6 p.m. on Zoom, and you can join us and learn more information about budgeting. So that's later today. Today. All right. So for now, I'm gonna bring my wonderful my boy, man. It's my oldest. Where you at, Joe Blake?
I'm right here.
All right. What's going on, son of mine?
I'm just chilling.
Just chilling, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, it was a special day yesterday. What was yesterday?
Yesterday was my wife Amy's birthday. She turned 32.
Oh, how awesome! Hey, and who is that young cat right there?
This is Joel.
What's going on, Joe Blake the Fourth? What's going on, grandson?
Say hey.
Hi.
Hey, got his shirt all off, just bearing everything.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that is you.
I want this.
Where you shared that, man? You just showing everybody all your goodies.
Yeah.
What's going on, grandson? That's Joe Blake before. See, it's cool when you get, when Joey was younger, whenever I did business, I'd always have my son with me so he can see what dad's doing, so he can learn. And my son was there, and that's why he's his own professor now as well. Outstanding. All right, so here we go. Resilience redefined, bouncing back economically stronger. So we're going to start off. I mentioned last week how we're reading a redefined cyber resilience. So we're talking about bouncing back economically, and so cyber resilience, because I mean that's all what's happening now is a lot of cyber things, and because of the internet and how we save financially, being cyber aware is a real big thing that we have to understand. And so when we're thinking about cyber resilience, we're talking about how you got technical resilience, operational resilience, uh, reputation resilience, financial resilience, understanding that the cyber world is big time with cyber things. You got passwords you got to be concerned about. You got um, what is you got to have dual two ways you sign into your passwords and your banking information. Those things are necessary if you want to bounce back financially. Because if someone steals your identity, that's a big thing. Is that right, son? And you
It is very big.
right? It can mess you up financially, right? So you want to make sure you're able to bounce back from those things and be able to understand what it means to safeguard your finances. It's a safeguard thing. So, oh, all right. So, in the article, the author addressed three models, right, and talked about the operational, cyber, resilience, and privacy. And in the article, I'll read some from it. It says, so a live cyber crisis even more challenging because the combination of factors may arise at the same time. You have unclear timelines. You have a lack of public empathy, unpredictable human threats, and there's a broader set of internal and external factors. So, what have you run into recently, Sam? We talked about in your classes about how cyber breaches can economically kind of hinder people.
Um, I can't speak for it in my classes at the moment because it's kind of just it gets to the nitty gritty of
Okay.
it. We don't really speak or touch on current events as much. I'm trying to think of something that's happened recently. I can't think of nothing at the moment. Dad, kind of caught me off guard with that one.
Okay. Well, recently we have breaches of security from like uh, Amazon got breached. We got Walmart got breached. Different companies like that, and people's passwords were taken. I know I got a ton of my a ton of different passwords. How often should I mean, should you change your passwords on a frequent basis, or what do you think someone should do? How should they get
Yeah,
this off?
it's best to you want to change your password quite frequently because you especially and you don't want to use the same password over and over again, which is a common thing that a lot of people do, and that makes it easily successful for their other information to get access. By people that by hackers. By not changing your password frequently.
Right, right. Because if someone gets into your personal information, they can shut it down.
Oh.
They can shut it down. Then you got to restart all over again, and it can kind of stop you in your tracks for a while, and you can't get any of your information. And it's just that, but you got to be resilient on that because it'll stop you. You can't move forward, and you got to restart your process all over again as far as your business. So that's important.
Mm.
So here's some strategies for building economic resilience when you're talking about your business. So you gotta a lot of space there, not enough room. But you got to look at a framework that prioritizes or foresight to see government economic shifts, timely interventions, and enhanced recovery and growth uh, during the crisis. So if someone does have their things breached, you have to look at recovery efforts and be able to enhance it and come back from what's happening in their finances or in their business. Look at different stakeholders that can help them out. Sense of ownership, commitment, more effective economic strategies that reflect real world changes and opportunities. So those different things. We're kind of covering up the last one there. Um, but you look at monitoring and monitoring services, a process that allow policymakers to make effective change in their economic strategies, necessary adjustments, and make rapid changes to the economic landscape. So when you're making a proactive policy change, you're looking at making timely interventions that kind of help you recover growth. So a proactive change or proactive policy for the government or proactive change for your personal self. What could be a proactive change you can think of to help you recover from maybe a cyber attack? What could be a proactive change you would think?
Immediately call your credit card companies and freeze your accounts.
Yeah, well, because what happens when someone gets your account right off the bat? What would that cause?
Cause that's actually kind of post after an attack, but you speak on proactively. You want to monitor your credit report constantly. Make sure there's no unrecognized charges. And then you want to keep your systems updated. Make sure you got the latest update. You got your systems or patches, and
Okay.
I mean that's just a few starting points to like just kind of be proactive about things to make sure that your system's up to date and secure, so you're not susceptible to an attack.
Right. And if you have an organization that's global, I mean, you got to reach out to other folks in different countries that have that same type of process to prevent that from happening. Right. Different stakeholders in different
Right.
organizations, and because with the dynamic evaluation, it's rapidly changing. Right. So the criminals out there, they make an adjustment. As soon as you fix one way, they're trying to come at you a different way. So you got to rapidly adjust to what's going on. Am I right?
You're right.
So because as soon as you fix one way, they're coming back at you a different way. And there's some entities or some countries out there that, man, that's their job.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of break you down. So you got to stay abreast of it. You got to just stay aware of what's happening out there. So you got to foster agility in your business practice. So what is agility? Man, I wish I had realized it was going to be this big, but flexible structures, organizational structures. You got flat hierarchies that they can respond to reducing decision making, collaboration across teams, and quick adaptation. So when it says flat structures, what they basically mean is that the middle management is out of it. So you have mainly the managers, and then those that are directly relate to interact with customers. So that's supposed to create more of a faster response to someone that's meeting with customers. So you got the management, and then really reaching out to the customers themselves. That creates a real time response. So that agility in the business practice could increase it, make it faster. Innovation driven culture, a culture that prioritize more encouragement to the innovating employees. It boosts morale and drives the organization. So, do you find it more engaging when you have, say, like a new employee that's involved in innovating, son, where you're like giving control to create the future for an organization, even though you're new?
Yeah, I find that exciting. It's empowering, and know your organization trusts you to make changes, and they see you as an innovator, and so I definitely see the benefit to that.
Yeah. How do you think that makes that employee feel?
Like I said, empowered, trusted and appreciated, and so they're going to want to excel and step into that role.
Want to do more, right? So
Mhm.
it's also data driven in the sense that the data tools gain real time insight, informs decision making, and make the adjustments to the strategies involved in the organization. So, real time is data driven. So, the data that you're given, you have to make a real time choice or a decision in the organization as well. So, when you're making those adjustments in this real time, you can see what's happening in the world right now, see what's happening right now in your culture, in your organization, and you can make that choice to make a change. So, like, what right now? What do you think is well, I'll just share it. Right now, there's a lot of political things that's going on and a lot of
Hmm.
changes in companies and corporations. So people have to make a choice now for what's going to happen in the future. Am I right?
You're right.
Things are happening right now to meet and you have to be resilient with it because knowing what you do today is going to influence tomorrow. You got to make that choice.
Hmm.
You got to have that agility in your business to make that change, to make that adjustment. Because that practice you do today won't be there tomorrow. It could be in a different form. So what happened in the past has no difference to it. Has no basing on it because what was in the past is not in the future. So all you have is what today.
Right.
You got today to make it happen. So you got to have that resolve in yourself. You're going to make a choice that's going to make a better future for you. How tough is that?
It's tough.
But if you have that resolve, you have that resilience inside. You did it before. You can do it again.
Hmm.
Right?
You're right.
Right. Okay. Oh. Wrong button. All right. So you got to prioritize your well-being in the workforce. You got to comprehensive have to prioritize it. So you have purpose, you have transformational leadership, and then supportive client. That's the well-being, your organizational well-being. So your organization has that understanding. Your folks in the organization it's a growth effort that it goes on. So the purpose and the values of your organization, your transformational leadership, and have a supportive client. That's for your organization. They have to have all of that. You got to implement that and address that the physical, mental, and the social well-being of your organization. Then there's the personal well-being. You as the individual, you have to have your physical, your emotional, your social, your career, your financial elements all lined up as well. All the things. When the last time you met? When the last think now? No one has to answer this, but think about it. When was the last time you went to the gym? Worked it up, sweat a little bit. Got some iron things. Emotionally. When was the last time you maybe spoke to a pastor, went to the church, something like that, did some things like that. Socially, social event you gone to just let your hair down. I can't really let my hair down, a little bit, but it's kind of out there. Career, done something for your career, read a book, taken a class. Financially, have you sat, sat down with a financial advisor or someone like that to make sure your finances are in order? Started you got to take care of yourself. You ever get on the airplane and you're riding on the airplane? What? And they tell you, okay, we're going down this, and then this. They give you the safety briefing, and they said if we hit into some turbulence and the turbulence goes off, what do they tell you to do in the air? Those bottles things drop down. What do they tell us to do?
So you put your mask on first.
Right, put it on yourself first. You know how come?
So you don't pass out or lose consciousness.
Right, because you got to take care of you first before you take it on the baby. Because if you pass out, you put it on the baby, that baby ain't gonna help you out. You got to take care of you, and then you put it on the baby. So your personal well-being is vitally important to your organization as a whole. You got to make sure you're straight, so your organization be straight at the same time. So and that's part of the resilience. That's part of you, taking care of your company, taking care of your organization. You got to be straight, so your organization can be straight too. Because if you don't take care of you, your organization will go from right down in the bottom. Got to take care. You got to take care of you. You got to take care of yourself, and your company goes along with it. You don't take care of you, man, your company's out the door as well. Strengthening community collaboration. innovate problem solving, enhance resource efficiency, increase community engagement. The other day, my wife and I, we went to what was that place called? Was it Salvation Army, because she has a nonprofit and she likes to make hats. Where'd my hat go? So she's gonna make hats for all the homeless folks and give them out. So like this right here, except for this one, because this is my Ravens hat she made. You know, you can't have it, son. She made this one for me right here. You know, so what are you doing for the? What do what are some things you can do for the community?
One thing I do for the community is I've been volunteering as a youth coach for basketball, and so that's been a lot of time invested with young children, help them out, help them develop sports builds character and you know work ethic, and I just kind of enjoyed it, and so that's what I've been doing the past couple weeks or so, probably about a month now.
Okay, and how does it? I mean, I know you've been helping them out, but what is the? How do you? When you see the children's faces? I mean, how did it? What does it look like for them?
They're excited, they're bright eyed, bushy tailed. They're ready to take on the world. So it's exciting to work with young people, and they got all the confidence in the world, and just help them just continue to grow and stick to it. So that's the main thing I gathered this year.
How old are they?
About between the ages of 8 and 10.
8 and 10.
Yeah.
Ain't that something, man? So that involvement helps you and the children. It also helps your organization as a whole, because they see, wow, this professor's coming out helping little kids and everything, and helps the community say, well, if the professor's doing this, there must be a good organization that the professor works for, and that gives you a good light as an individual, gives the organization a good light because he's as a representation for the organization. So it increases that community involvement, and that right there in itself just boosts things for the organization. So that's a good way to grow. Good way to grow. All right, thriving in economic recovery, technology integration, workforce reskilling initiatives, sustainable business models. All those things help when you're looking at economic resilience. It makes it better for you as an organization when you're looking at growing. Another aspect of it, you have a strategic vision and the empowering your team dynamics. That's another role of leadership when it talks about resilience, because you have to have that. Preparing for economic uncertainties, you got to have risk assessments, resilience for strategies, strength for global corporations. So globally, we're seeing that happen with this on the tariff stuff. You got to have global cooperation out there. You got to have that. You got to have those that are able to. You got to have partners. You can't tick everybody off. you gotta have partners that are out there in different countries, different places, because we all work together. We're all people. We all have our own. We all have our likes and dreams and everything that we can do things. We can do more things together than we can do apart. All right, so because we almost landed a plane here. Much appreciation for what we had to share. And son, I'm going to put you on the background for now as we land the plane here. But hang tight so we can finish our discussion, though.
All right.
All right, so just want to remind everyone, you can download the book. Here's a QR code. Download the second edition, Joseph Building Financial Legacy. Again, literacy lasts for lifetime, legacies for generations. So we're talking about building generational wealth. And this is in this book with more detail about it. Third book is coming. So to remind everybody about that. Also wanted to make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. This gets the word out, more information about what we have to share. My son, that's my oldest one. I have a younger son, and they both kind of do the same thing. My oldest son teaches at University of Maryland, and he teaches also technology as well. So our boys are men. They're young men. Both of them were veterans too. So, and then my baby girl is too. But my boys and men. I love what God has done in their lives. So with that, this has been Dr. Joe Blake here with the On Point podcast, and reminding you to stay tuned, stay informed, and stay on point. And we'll see you again next week with more great positive information.